Good morning from State Adventures. Thank you so much for your patience while I have been working on your family's private Tanzania trip during the Great Migration. So I have so many details to share with you. Let me show you my screen and we can go through the itinerary together, just so you understand all the logistics, how everything works, what's included, and jot down any questions, of course. We can tackle any tweaks that are needed. This is your trip, so we can make any changes that you'd like. So this particular trip is based around your flights that you've already booked. I would love to show you all the different ways that you can do a safari vacation in Tanzania. Not every safari is the same, not every vehicle is the same, not every route is the same. So it's really important to dig into those details because you're going to be there for over a week. You want to make sure it matches your family. So we will have you arriving in Kilimanjaro as per your flights. Once you arrive, I know that you were planning to rest a little bit before you actually dive into the game drives and all the safari experiences. So I kind of matched that idea. So in Kilimanjaro, we'll pick you up, private team with our car. We'll take you to the Lake Duluti Lodge. This is a coffee farm. This is a plantation. This is a beautiful space to relax. So once you arrive, we'll take you there, we'll check you in, and you have the rest of the day to sleep, to have a nice meal, to just enjoy, take in some fresh air and prepare for the safari that's coming up. I chose this over a regular hotel because I want you to have the view. I want you to wake up and know that you're in Africa and get that sense. And because it's a coffee plantation, you'll have access to wonderful local people working the plantation, learn a little bit about this culture of coffee, which is very famous here in Arusha, and start there. So we're going to be there for 2 nights. That first day is your arrival day and resting, and your second day will be going off to Arusha National Park for a private game drive. And I put this photo on here so you understand our vehicles. We work with the covered vehicles with the pop-up roof. They're quite modern. Everyone has a window seat, and you have a private guide who is a licensed professional and super passionate local ranger. The guides actually, to me, make the trip. So it's really important to have someone who loves this region as much as you will love it after you visit. So our rangers will take you out, a private car just for your family of 5, and we'll tackle Arusha National Park. So this is what it would look like. This vehicle will stay with you for the duration of the trip. This guide, who is private, will stay with you for the duration of the trip. Why? Because it is important to have the same guide all across. Other companies might not do it that way. They might use the local guides that are provided from each lodge, which means you are getting to know someone new every day. They don't know what animals you've seen. They don't know what your interests are. They don't know your, all those little things you learn as you are together for a week. This is very important, especially with kids, especially with families, to get to know you. And that way we can make the experience so much better. So Arusha National Park. And then after 2 nights in Arusha, we're fully rested and we're ready to tackle our first major national park, and that's the Tarangire. So we're going to drive from Arusha to Tarangire, also under each day I put BLD or B or whatever is included there. That stands for the meals that are prearranged for you. So please be wary of that everything is pretty much included for you. You don't have to worry about anything along the way. We are taking care of all the meals. So they might be in the lodge. Obviously, breakfast is always at the lodge, and in Africa, breakfast is a whole celebration and a ceremony, and it's quite a beautiful experience. So make sure you wake up a little bit earlier so you can enjoy that. And then lunches are the ones that we never know. It depends on you. Do you want to have lunch while we're out on a full day game drive and we have a picnic on the side of a lake or somewhere beautiful in the bush? Or we can have all our meals in the lodge, coming back for our game drives to and from. So the drive between Arusha and Tarangire is between 3 to 4 hours, depending on we're stopping. And then we're going to get to our lodge, check in, have lunch, and check out the lodge, of course, and then go off on our game drive of Tarangire in the afternoon. So the lodge that we've included here is the Sopa Lodge. It's really unique. It's really fun. It has these cone-shaped rooms, and I've put in the names of the rooms that we've included for you. Please notice that I have included 3 rooms pretty much all across the board. So there will be 2 connecting rooms for you and your children, for the parents and the children, and then a separate single room for our for grandpa. So there's 3 rooms. If you want to have 2 rooms and then maybe have 1 kid in each room, or however you want to split it, we can certainly do 2 rooms as well, and that will also help the price. So I will show you that at the end. So this is your trip, and if you want to have that separate room, it is available. Everything that I am showing you here on this itinerary is available as of today. August is peak season. This is Great Migration season. This is where everyone who is passionate about wildlife is coming to Tanzania, because this is the region that the wildebeest are traveling through. So it's very important to think about that because it is such a peak time. So the Tarangire Sopa Lodge, we're going to be here. It's an amazing park, huge baobab trees, and you're going to see that on your game drives. And you're going to be there for 2 nights. Then on day 6, which is August 5th, we're going to continue on, and we're going to break up the trip a little bit, and we're going to Lake Manyara. So we don't want to be in a car every day of this trip. I really think about that because I travel with my kids as well. I have been traveling with my children since they were born in a backpack, on my back, and they've been to so many different places. And I understand that kids don't want to sit in a car every day, all day long for 7 days. So we have some fun things planned for them as well. But we're going to go to Lake Manyara, which is a completely different scenery from Tarangire National Park. And here you will be on the cliffs of the lake. You will have an amazing pool. The kids can relax. The kids can explore. We'll have a boma dinner. It is really a fantastic place. This is also a place where there is a lot of villages, a lot of activities, and we will tackle all of them. We're going to go to the Tobambu village, where we can rent some tuk-tuks. All of it is included, of course, for you. We will explore the village by tuk-tuk, which is a lot of fun. We can also do it on foot if you want to do a hiking tour of the village, if you want to stretch your legs, because we've been sitting in cars. But the tuk-tuk is always a big plus for the kids. We're going to go to Gibbs Farm for lunch, which is a famous little place, a local huge plantation. We're also going to go to the Ngorongoro forest so we can see the elephant caves and waterfalls where we can swim. So as you see, I've put a lot of different things in there for you so the family can stretch, can move around, not be in a car all the time. This is all private. This is all at your pace, so we can really customize it. And then the really wonderful experience here, we're going to check into our Ngorongoro Crater Rim camp. This is a private camp built just for your family. So just the 5 of you with my guide, with the crew of the camp, with the chef and the servers, everybody will be there, but it will be privately set up just for you. This is such an experience. This is what every one of my families that goes to Ngorongoro Crater or Tanzania talk about, because it feels like you're in real Africa on a real adventure, and you're in this private camp. It has everything you need. So it's quite well stocked, but it's truly a wonderful experience. And I highly suggest you consider it simply for this experience. And then, of course, Ngorongoro Crater. This is my favorite part of Tanzania. I found like this is a different planet, because the national parks are vast and large and you're driving. The crater is literally a big hole in the world, and you go to the bottom of it, and there is every species of animals available in Tanzania all at once, everywhere you look. It is absolutely fabulous. I just love the Ngorongoro Crater. I think it is the best place to explore. It also has lots of villages, Maasai villages. So we will visit the Maasai villages. We will visit the Olduvai Gorge, which is, the discovery of the first mankind, the cradle of mankind is here, is a little museum. Idea is, again, to get out of the car, visit local communities, hang out with local kids, play a little soccer. We also at State Adventures donate supplies, food. Sometimes we donate a school desks, whatever the village needs, we will provide it and it will go with you when you go to the village. So it's a really wonderful experience. After all of that, after all the Ngorongoro excitement and all those different tours, we will get to our main national park, which is Serengeti, and we will check into our first lodge, which is the Intimate Places. It's a very small lodge, only 11 rooms, 3 of them, which will be yours. So quite a small, intimate experience. Everything you need is included. Of course, they have electricity and running water, hot water. It's just really well done in a tent. So while you're there, continuing with our ranger private game drives. So you're doing meals with the lodge, but all of your game drives and all of the activities on safari are with the private guide. So you never really will change cars. You never really will have to meet other guides or get to know anyone else. That is key to a private tour and having your own ranger. And our rangers, we handpick depending on who's traveling. So because you have children in your car, it will be somebody fantastic who is really family friendly. And Serengeti, is known for the cats. It's known for lions. It's quite spectacular to be face to face with a lion in your pop-up, Jeep. We're going to spend 2 nights at that intimate camp, and then we're going to switch to northern Serengeti, because if you only stay in one part of Serengeti, you might miss the wildebeest, because it's not a zoo, it's it's the wild, so we never really can pinpoint where they are. But we will go to Laba Migration Camp. Laba Migration Camp is the most luxurious camp in the Serengeti, the most luxurious migration camp. So migration camp means they literally move with the migration. So it's almost guaranteed that you will see the wildebeest moving through. Every year they go through their camp. So it's quite exciting. And let me talk to you a little bit about safety on the camp, because you will be in these tents in the middle of nowhere. Please know that the rangers will walk you to and from each tent. Anytime you need to leave the tent, there will be somebody walking with you. This is not a zoo. There is no gates. There is no fences. The animals will be rubbing up against your tent. I've had an elephant rub up against my tent. I've had a baboon inside my tent when I wasn't careful about closing things properly. So it is, and you will be taught all of those little rules on how to deal with the wildlife on safari and how to be safe and how to keep it exciting. But the Laba Migration Camp is chef's kiss at the end of your trip. It is the most luxurious place to hang out in and explore the northern Serengeti. And this is where we will do our hot air balloon as well. And so there's a few things about hot air balloon. You have to be, I think, at least 4.5 feet tall. So let me know if the kiddos are that 4 feet 6 inches tall at least to get into the basket of any hot air balloon in Tanzania. So we can discuss that as well closer to departure. And yeah, so all around, you will not only be exposed to the wildlife, you will not only do game drives, but also culture. Because here at State Adventures, we want you to really meet local Tanzanian people and get the sense of, what it's like to live here, what it's like to be from here. These are very beautiful, proud people, and it makes the experience. And on our last day, August 12th, we're going to take you after breakfast to the local airstrip. We're going to say goodbye to our ranger. He will stay in Serengeti, and you will fly back to Arusha. In Arusha, you're going to fly home from Kilimanjaro tonight. So there's always a gap between flights. So we always include, we pick you up from Arusha, we take you to a beautiful lunch, and we have rooms ready for you at the local Sheraton. It's right near Kilimanjaro Airport. So you can rest, maybe shower, repack, do whatever you'd like to do before your evening flight home. And that is that. So I am sending you all of this. I want to hear your thoughts, your questions, any concerns, if there's anything that you'd like to change. And I am sending you pricing for the 5 of you in 3 rooms, but as well as 2 rooms in case you want to be together in 2 rooms. So looking forward to hearing from you, and happy travels. Thanks so much for listening.